On that note, we'll be right back. I cannot believe that we have been doing the Private Life Show for 30 weeks. 30 weeks of information. You guys, this is huge. So if you have not binge watched 30 weeks prior, you need to, because I promise you every week you will see growth. Every week you will see an understanding in real time of what was going on that week. And you'll begin to see how this whole experience began to unveil right before your eyes. So, congratulations to the private show, making 30 weeks. Woo! I'm excited about that. Education is huge, you guys. All right. So, I know a lot of you are trying to figure out, well, what is going on this week? So this week, the big news is that Judge Anna, Justice Anna, she actually did a 65-page handwritten letter to President Trump. Okay. Now, some of you might ask, why is it handwritten? Because anytime you handwrite something as opposed to typing, it has a lot more weight. And it brings about a lot more respect and attention to it. Anytime somebody will take the time to handwrite, we know it's very easy to type. It's very easy to actually allow the computer to dictate letters for us. A lot of these programs, and I've done it myself, where I literally just talk into the program and it begins to write for me. But when you take time to handwrite it, it brings about another level of respect. And that's what she did. And it's actually 65 pages. Now, I am making my way through the 65 pages as we speak. I haven't gotten to the end yet, but a lot of the information that she has put in there is something that we all need to know from a historical basis. Now, I'm not going to share with you the letter because I want you to read it. A lot of times we want to be spoon fed, right? And in this instance, I'm not going to spoon feed you because you need to read the letter, even if it takes you a week. Like me, it's taken me a great deal. I've had this letter for a minute, and it's taken me a great deal of time to get through it, simply because life is, I have things going on in life, and I don't have time to sit down and read 65 pages at one time. But I do have time to read 3 to 5 pages at a time and make sure I'm reading for understanding. And that's the thing. You don't just want to read. You want to read it for understanding, especially when she gets to the part that she's breaking down the Civil War and what happened with the Civil War and how that Civil War experience led us to where we are right now. So she's taken us back 160 years and she's bringing us forward, which is so important to understand why we are in this situation and how we got here. I read it as soon as I found it. See, very good. So this is the truth that we all need to read. So you guys, before we get any further into our 30th Private Life show, would you give us a thumbs up and will you share this with your span of people so they can join us on today's show? If you're not following, you guys, I am doing some very, very, very deep TikTok lives every Tuesday. Now on this past, what's it? Let me see. What was that? Wednesday. I actually went live from a courthouse. Okay. Now I think you can go back and pull my past lives. And if you can, you need to go check that one out. Okay. There were so many people that were in that courthouse that were being sued from credit card companies. And it made me so angry. I wanted to stand up and do a public announcement, for real, for all of those people in there that were being sued by LVNV, Chase Bank, Capital One. And I just wanted to wave a flag and say, y'all, no. Understand who you are. Understand who they're suing. But I could not do that. Thank you, Harrison, for the thumbs up. So, so if you can join us on TikTok lives, okay. And thank you, Donna G, for the thumbs up. Those thumbs up really help you guys. You have no idea when you give us a thumbs up on these lives, it pushes it out a little further, and I really appreciate that. So check us out on TikTok lives. I actually on the last TikTok live I did, I had someone from Nigeria actually come on live and join me, and he got out his birth certificate right there on the spot. And I began to explain to him parts of that birth certificate that he did not know. And so I don't know if you guys know, but right now they have their first assembly in Europe and in Africa, South Africa. They literally just got their assemblies up and running. And so I actually paired him with the Southern Assembly, and he said that he was going to take a look and he was going to start reading and learning. So hopefully Abu is his name, will join us on the next Tuesday live. And I just want to see, you're going to actually watch someone who did not know anything about this process begin to maneuver through this process, okay, and how they begin to mature mentally. All right, so we talked about Anna's 65-page letter. You all know that you need to kind of get through that letter, okay? Don't forget to follow us on all social media. And like I told you guys before, a lot of things on my social media, I'm not going to talk about this, but here and there I will drop nuggets because I got to kind of mask it with other stuff and then come back and drop some huge nuggets. I got to kind of ease it in. But we do know in the school, we give a plethora of information. And so if you will join our school, and the information is below. Also on newstatusnewlife.com, if you will go there, I want you guys to read The Land of Oz 1.0, The Land of Oz 2.0, and The Dead Baby Scam. So it's important to understand that. Now, we know that every fourth Friday, that's when we do our orientation. We did our orientation last Friday, and it was really, really, really well attended, you guys. So we will do that again. Now, we do have a book club coming up. This week, we've been going through Anna's book. I always forget the title of the book. You guys put it in the chat. Why do I always... It starts with you. I don't know why I can never remember this book. And we've been reading it now for like the last 3 book clubs. But anyway, you don't know when or something about when. I don't know. But anyway, it's really good. Okay. And in her book, we're actually going through a historical understanding of where things began and how it matriculated to where it is now. But if you know the title of that book, put it in. But we have our book club this Sunday. Okay, in the school. And also we have our community meeting. All right. So y'all, we are very active in the school. And it's a plethora of information. Here it is. I told you, I don't know why I can't ever remember it. You know something is wrong when I cannot ever remember that book. But anyway, we're on we've read through chapters 1 through 5. And so we'll be starting with chapter 6. This is the only book that I've decided to read all the way through. The other books, we kind of read the first couple of chapters and we let everybody, release you to read the rest. But this one, we're taking our time because I'm stopping along the way and explaining things. Okay, so this is thank you, ASN Individual Banker. All right, so I know you all want an update on what's going on with our banking system. And so the update right now is that I know it's been real quiet, hadn't it? I know it's been real quiet. Y'all like, what's going on? I'm not hearing anything. I'm not hearing any news. All right. So everything is good. So it has passed. The bank has passed all of the tests. All right. The bank is live. Now, it is not live to us yet because they are releasing an instruction video. The first group that will receive the instruction video is the coordinators of the assembly. Okay, so all of the state assemblies, the assemblies won't receive the money, but the assembly coordinators are going to be the first to be trained because the goal is for the assemblies to train to their members in the assemblies. Now, don't panic, because we got connections with a buku of coordinators. So it's going to be information that's coming from all directions. And even in our school, we have several that are actually sitting on state assemblies, okay? And being leaders of different committees, so on and so forth. So that's not going to be a big deal, what have you. So that is what's happening now. We're waiting for the coordinators, and they may have already received it. I'm not sure. But I know as of last night, the next step was going to be for the coordinators to receive the instruction video, okay? And then from there, they will begin to train the assembly members and others, okay? Because remember, you don't have to be a part of an assembly, you guys, to get paid, okay? I mean, to be able to receive. So you don't have to be a member of it. It doesn't work that way. If you are status corrected, it is open to everyone that is status corrected. So we are just waiting for those instructions. And soon enough, for those that have a global account, you will receive an instruction video as well. All right. So when I went to my platform the other day, I could actually see my dashboard. I could see where you can go and purchase a house. I could see where you can, hey, Shiloh. I could see where you could go purchase an automobile. I could see where you can actually purchase a vacation. That's on there as well. It's so many different buttons on there that I was looking at, and it gives you instructions, many instructions right at the top. All right. So if you have a global account, if your dashboard is not live yet, I'm sure it soon will be. Now, let me also let you know that some that had the dashboard, they were clicking buttons so much that they removed their dashboard, because those that were like just clicking, like every day coming clicking, they had to remove those people's dashboard because it was slowing down the process. Because every time somebody clicks, it slows down the back end. And they've been trying real hard to get this thing out to us and run it. All right. So go in there. If you see your dashboard, just, click and read the information but don't get to the point that you click and click. Just click and click, because eventually they will notice you on their end. Okay. And it's going to be open to you real soon. But if I were you, I would go in and start getting familiar with your dashboard. Okay. So once again, the buttons that I remember, and it was like 12 of them up there, but the ones that really stood out to me was, again, the house purchase. And this is about the house purchase. And I have heard, about the house purchase button, that this is supposed to be where you're not going to have to worry about anything. Only thing you need to do is just submit the house that you want. And then they will begin to take you through the process of purchasing that house. Now, this is the question that I had that I'm not sure about. I'm not sure if there's a cap on how many houses that we can purchase. I'm not sure about that. If it's your money and you have the liquidity to get it, I guess it wouldn't matter about a cap on it, but I'm not sure. I don't know if we are only allowed. Now, I do remember this even before I got to this point, because remember I told you I've been learning this information since 2009. And I do remember at one point in my studies, when we were all underground learning this, that there was a way that you could actually purchase one house and one car per year, okay, if you were status corrected. Now, I never got to that point in understanding the different steps that you had to go through. I do believe it dealt with that borrow from yourself program going through the Federal Reserve and IRS. I do believe it had something to do with that, but I never implemented it, okay, because then I was thrust into what's happening now. But if they're taking on that same type of mindset, then it could be you are able to purchase one car, one house, or this is a different ball game. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know, because now all of your credits will be released to you. You have your credits and you have the AFD. You're going to have both sides. So you can do with it what you want, and being able to exchange it into 184 different currencies. I mean, that's huge within itself. Right. So we're just waiting for more rules. So just to clarify, the house button, again, you're just supposed to, let them know where the house is, making sure again that on how much the house is worth. I don't think, and I don't know what BAP is. Is that supposed to be cap? I think it's a cap. Um, oh, cap. Yeah, I thought it was cap. No, I don't think it's any cap or anything. But let me just say this, you guys. And this is one discussion that I heard from Anna, and I don't know at what point. Remember, we've been doing these shows for over 30 shows, and I've been getting this information since 2009. But at one point, I remember we had a discussion about her being worried that people were going to go crazy when the money was released. And she actually stated that that was going to bring on a plethora of new problems. And she was really, really worried about that. I can see how that could happen. Okay. Because you can go from one extreme to the other. You know, you can go to extreme of not having anything to really being a millionaire overnight, right? And if you don't know how to handle true money, if you didn't know how to handle de facto money, and now you're dealing with a monetary system that is backed by gold, that is the true currency of the American people, that can literally give you all the essentials of life. You just got to be careful that you do not bite off more than you can chew, because it could bring another set of problems. What kind of problems? Putting you on the radar of people who don't have, right? So you want to be careful about that. Hey, Dr. Sherry, these buttons you're referring to are in your 528 Prosperity Account dashboard. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They should be. They should be able to see them. So why am I saying what I'm saying? You know, you just want to be cautious that you're not on the radar of those who don't have. Okay, for those that are not status corrected, you don't want to be too flashy, right? You want to still mix in, mix in a little bit, but enjoy life. And so, I mean, I just would not be one that goes out to get a $10 million house. I mean, you know, try to move in a way that you're able to get your family in order, right? Provide your family's essentials, housing, cars, transportation needs. You might even be able to retire some family members, all right, when this is released to you. So you just got to decide, how to move, giving your family the setup that they need so they never have to experience a need again. And for some of you, especially the ones that have been receiving these $5,000 deposits, or those who are participating in the vault, you should be able to do this. I mean, you really should be able to do this with no problem whatsoever. So again, going back to the house purchase, it's going to take you through the process of giving them the address, making sure the house is for sale. They're going to handle all of the inspections on the house. And for those that know, I was in real estate. So, I mean, I know this like the back of my hand. I used to teach it in 4 different states. And I was trained in the Dubai market. And again, don't knock out, not even thinking about moving or purchasing properties internationally. And this is the thing. Remember, you don't have to use a real estate agent, you guys. Okay. Remember, they work for the de facto. Okay. All of those licensees work for the de facto. So there's a way, even now, if you're not a U.S. if you are a U.S. citizen and you're living your life in the de facto, that's what Land and Soil Property Group is about. We train those, even in the de facto, how you can cut around all those astronomical fees. We walk you through that process. All right. And that was the purpose of me creating that, converting my real estate company into the du jour, because now I'm on the other side of this. And now I know all the tricks, okay, to how to help those in the de facto. And this is in all 50 states. So if you're trying to purchase property, or you have some family members that are trying to purchase properties, we can kind of help them save a lot of money in that. All right. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you today. So get acquainted with your dashboard. Okay. Start learning all those different buttons, okay, in your back office. Get acquainted with the things that you can purchase. and create a plan. It's important that you create a plan. So if you need a house, then you need to start looking for houses. If you need a car, if I were you, I would find a car broker, okay, an auto broker who can find you a car at one of the auctions. You can get them dirt cheap as opposed to going to a dealership where they're gonna, hike it up. You can get the same kind of car right from Manheim, and Manheim even has auctions for the public. Okay. And they have exotic days where it's just exotic cars. So start creating a plan of what your needs are. Start creating a plan of your family needs. Okay. And remember, those who are status corrected and not status corrected, and those that's not status corrected, use this as an opportunity to explain to them why they should be. Okay. And how this new world will open up to them. All right. In the tools, there is a QR code, and those other buttons are on the GFG site. Yes. So the QR code, it kind of works. Some stores are already using QR codes, okay, for payment. For example, for those that don't understand what the QR code is, your Cash App has a QR code. That's what we're talking about. So sometimes if you want someone to pay you, and let me just pull mine up so you can see. I'm not pulling it up for you to pay me. I'm just pulling it up so you can kind of see. So that is your scanner right there. That's your scanner for the QR code. And that's what your QR code looks like. Okay. There you go. That's what the QR code looks like. So for a lot of people, what they're doing is, for your global bank, you'll have a QR code, okay, for payment, and you'll be able to use the same scanner to pay. Okay, it's the same exchange. It's the same exchange. So some stores already have those in place. Some already have those QR codes in place. I'm your tools on GFG. There is a QR code. On your tools, I believe they're saying. There's a QR code. Okay. Shiloh saying hi, Harrison. Okay. All right, so just to recap, you guys, if you're in the school, we got our community meeting on Sunday, all right? And don't forget, we're going over the book. And how did I forget it again? But let me scroll up. I don't know why I cannot remember this. Something is wrong when. I do not know why I cannot remember the name of the book. But anyway, we're starting on chapter 6, okay? And we had some great discussions. And if you're in the school, you guys, the book clubs are live in the school. And they're not live to the public. Okay. We got a little block on those. But if you're in the school, they're live to you and our meetings. Okay. And our meetings. All right. What else I need to share? Follow. I am Dr. Sherry on all social media. And if you need to see Judge Anna's letter, the 65-page letter. If I can remember, I know I tell you I'm going to do this all the time, like link stuff at the bottom, but I'm going to try to remember after this to link it at the bottom for you, okay? I got to make myself a note because I tell you this all the time. I know I do. I should have linked so many things at the bottom, and I forget to link it. So I'm going to try to link it. And don't forget to create your plan. This is the time to create your plan. This is the time to go ahead and think about everything you need, okay? Some of you guys if you're working now, you're literally going to be able to retire real soon, okay? You're going to be able to not ever have to work again. And that's just how easy this is going to happen. Love it. Yes. Someone says, I have a plan, and you need a plan. You need a plan. This is the time to get your plan in order. If you need a home, well, where do you want the home to be? Right? If you need a vehicle, well, what kind of vehicle do you want? This is where you need to start researching. And you guys, this is the thing. Don't get greedy, right? I'm not telling you not to live life. Go take a vacation. You should be able to take a vacation. You should be able to live life. But we don't need 10 houses, okay? We don't need that, okay? We don't need that. We don't need 10, $15 million houses. There's nothing but problems there. Trust me. I was in real estate since 2001. And I have found those of these multi-million-dollar houses brought on the most stress for them, because first they were always worried about somebody breaking in. They was always worried about people either had parties at the house, if somebody's tucked away in a room that they can't find them. And it was a plethora of issues that came with these big homes. And you can live very, very nicely, okay, in condominiums and 4 and 5 bedroom homes and very nice communities. You can live very nicely and very quietly. And that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. It also says we will have a virtual code. Yes, you're going to have all the codes you need. You're going to have all the codes you need, okay? But you need a plan. You need a plan. You need a plan on what family members you're going to help and how are you going to help them, right? I've made a plan for my family. I already know what I'm going to do. I already know how I'm going to position everyone. I already know. The plan has already been made, okay? And that's why I told you, even in the school, that I had to kind of back away from all of these new people coming in. And we still have new people coming in, and truly it's like a record player now, because they all start at the same spot. They all go through panic mode. Then you have to calm them down. It's like the same. And I've done this hundreds of times now. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. Soon we started the Freedom Forward program. This is the only new program I began. And this is where I've been trying to go anyway. We started the Freedom Forward program, where we are assisting those who have been victims of victimless crimes. Okay. We have already had people that are emailing us documents from the court records, what have you. And we're going to have our first meeting soon. So anybody who is a victim of being charged with victimless crimes, we are assisting you in how to unravel that whole thing, that whole process. Okay. And we're going to have our meeting real soon, real soon. So for those that's in the school, you'll get firsthand information on it. Those that's in the public, I'm sorry, I don't have a vehicle right now. I might put it on my I might put it on my social media. So if you're hearing the Freedom Forward program, you will know what I'm talking about. And I think I will. I released that to the public. So if you're hearing this, you'll know what I'm talking about. So those that have been victims of victimless crimes, you've been charged, you received felony, misdemeanors, all of that, it's time for you to learn the truth and how to unravel that. Okay. So we'll be doing that real soon. It always says we will have a virtual. I think I did that one already. Okay. Planning is key. Yes. Okay. Laugh out loud. I got what that was for. Okay. So the freedom, let me put that in here so y'all know, y'all can see what it looks like. Freedom Forward. All right. So when I announce that, that's going to be our meeting. That's going to be on Zoom. And you'll have to register for it. And I'll put the registration link on the social media and everything. But that's what I'm talking about. Okay. I might put a little blurb. I got to see what the feeling is. Because I always lead from wisdom from my gut. I allow my gut, not even my mind. It has to feel right in my spirit, which is that gut instinct. That's where that comes from. So if I feel like it's okay to publish it, I will publish it on social media. If I feel like it's a little risque, then I will not. But I will publish the date of the Freedom Forward program. And that is the last new program that I will ever create. And I mean it when I say it. Okay. Y'all know if I put something out and I say it, I mean it. It's like when I told y'all the school was going to go up, because I don't care about getting new people at this point. But if you coming in, you're going to have to, get the higher price, because, I's tired. I is tired. Okay. But this is the program I'm going to put a lot of my energy into, because now it's going to be able to set a lot of our brothers and our sisters free. Okay. Freedom Forward program. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you today. Look at that, 12:30. Share the Private Life Show with those that are clueless to any of this information. Have them binge watch. Congratulations. We made the 3 and the O. Yes, 30 shows. All right, you guys. If you're in the school, I will check you on Sunday. All right. Until next time. And don't forget, give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up, share. Okay. And I'm going to try to remember to link the 65-page letter in the description as soon as we get off. Okay. Until next time, you guys. Love you so much. Bye-bye.